Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. We have a video today from DestroReborn.
It's a man who got in my comments and he was saying something along the lines of, basically, it's like a pop bubble where men would rather spend their money on things that are more valuable, like trips versus, the Midnight Ballerina Club. And I just want people to keep in mind, the people that have his mindset, although I'm done with dancing and based off the way that management and just the club in general treated me, the clubs are not going anywhere. They might shut down day shifts because they're not making enough money in the time being, but they're not going anywhere. Maybe for another, who knows how many years. Clubs are like stock markets. They fluctuate. So they're not going anywhere. And I just think that people are so blind to that. Like it's almost just like the hatred for dancers. So I'm so happy you're not making money. Ha ha ha. Yeah, maybe not right now in this present time, but that's not going to always be the case. The clubs are not going anywhere.
One extremely annoying shift later.
For them to be defending their industry is just like, oh yeah, maybe not right now. Your industry is so up and down and dependent on men.
And really quick, I just want to point it out, like, this isn't just happening to me or other black girls. Like, this is happening to a lot of other women in the club. Like, the lady who I'm really close with who works inside the club, she's telling me that there's girls leaving out of the club crying, like in tears, because they're not making money. They can't feed their families. So it's not just happening to me. It's happening to other women as well.
Can you just imagine going to sell your body and still not making enough money to feed your family? My God.
So let's see what happens.
Strip clubs are obsolete, period. Look, I know that's hard to hear, especially for our brothers down in Atlanta. But at some point, we have to come with terms with reality. Now,
I didn't realize Atlanta had that many strip clubs.
I'm not gonna lie, like 10 or 15 years ago, hearing the words strip clubs are obsolete coming out of my mouth would have sounded about as ridiculous as hearing Charles Barkley guarantee the Knicks were winning a championship in 5 games. Yet here we stand. Yes, brothers, welcome again to 2026, the Twilight Zone. According to the news and Neil deGrasse Tyson, the government is slowly preparing us for the possibility that alien life exists. Yes, rubbing our tushies down with Vaseline like Puff Daddy did to Carl Winslow. But you see, nobody had the courtesy to warn the strippers. Warn them that men were evolving past the point where watching a naked woman spin around a metal pole wasn't worth fighting traffic or paying a cover charge for, or getting shot if we're talking about Atlanta.
That's just going in.
Yes, I'm taking shots at Atlanta in this video, but come on, you know we love you. I mean, really, but come out to watch a 30-year-old dancing fairy. Come on, brothers. Some of us struggle to part with our sacred $40 these days.
Hey, $40 is a lot of money. That's 2 whole fucking meals at like pho.
And that's for access to all 3 black holes, if you know what I mean.
Oh, man.
Exactly is a pole routine supposed to do for us now? Obsolete. And here's the interesting part. This story should sound familiar because it's almost identical to what happens when a woman reaches the wall of no return. It's that moment when the realization finally settles in. Age has removed her ability to command a male's attention, the male gaze, simply through the promise of possible intimacy. That day where she discovers that being noticed is no longer automatic. The day she wakes up and realizes she has become invisible, aka Casper. Now, most men know this feeling already. I mean, let's be honest, most men spent their entire lives invisible. The difference is that men were forced to build value. Years of climbing out of Bane's pit. Years of developing skills, status.
I was born in the darkness.
Resources, discipline, variance, and purpose. A man's visibility eventually becomes tied to what he contributes. But imagine waking up one morning and discovering nobody sees you anymore. And remember, Your entire existence was built around attention. The gaze of men, many that didn't like you, love you, or respect you. Men that saw no value in you, other than your possible performance in the bedroom. It's kind of sickening when you think about it.
It really
But it's
is.
also the same look a woman gives a man when he loses his high-paying job or loses all of his wealth. He becomes invisible to her. Well, I'll say this. The obsolete stripper and the post-war woman have far more in common than either one wants to admit. They're both operating under the assumption that the old business model still works. The only difference is that neither one knows the market has already moved on.
Men have learned. Men have learned. It took a while. It really did. It took us quite a while, but we learned.
I don't see anybody else talking about how hard it is going from turning heads to not turning heads. I can do a lap, but not one fucker in this place fancies me.
Floating above, watching it all happen and wondering, does anyone actually really see me?
Yes, look upon the post-war refugee. Sad, isn't it? You know, although I preach a rigid policy of no pity toward the ravenous succubus and the withering post-war ghost, we must still practice a certain level of empathy internally. No, not because of goodwill toward these women. Please, come on, don't be ridiculous. No, we use empathy as a tool used to understand the inner schematics and mechanical failures of the post-war refugee. No different from this Cobra/Mars sex doll, AI companion unit I'm tuning in front of you. To understand the machine, you must first understand the malfunction, aka the Casper effect. You see, after many of these women become invisible to men, they discover something terrifying. They no longer know what their purpose is. For years, attention was their fuel source. The gaze, the validation, the endless stream of eyes, likes, and DMs confirming their value. Then,
I mean, that makes sense. It's like attention is money to them, so all they do is throughout all their life is to acquire as much attention as possible or do everything to get that attention, and then all of a sudden they just lose it, and then nothing they can really do about it.
one day, the lights begin to flicker, the messages slow down, the invitations disappear, the room gets quieter, and suddenly they are forced to confront a reality that has been shielded from them for years. Yep, nobody is coming. And at that crossroads, many choose one of two paths. The first is denial. The superpower of gaze is replaced by the drug we all know as copium. They convince themselves that everything is fine while
They say there's an Ozempic freaking pandemic, but that copium is definitely worse.
quietly, sometimes confidently, marching toward a future of cats, wine, streaming services, an apartment filled with silence. The second path is reflection. They begin thinking about the so-called boring men, good men they ignored, the opportunities they dismiss. You know, those stupid preferences and the icks they used to brag about on TikTok. The doors they closed when they held absolute control over the reins of the male gaze. But we all know that hindsight is undefeated. And by the time many of them arrive at the last book, aka Revelations, the marketplace has already moved on. But you see, when you step back and closely examine the schematics or the wiring diagram of these creatures,
He's giving his AI companion a bigger BBL. Come on, Destro.
you will see that the post-war refugee is not merely grieving lost beauty. She is grieving lost leverage. And for many, that is far more painful than the funeral, I promise.
The hardest thing about getting older, honestly, real talk, completely, truthfully, is the grieving period in the morning of the idea of finding a partner. I thought I'd be married with kids by now. I thought I'd be taking them to soccer practice or ballet class, and that's just not the reality. And I have found coming to terms with that as you get older it's been tough, because we are sold as little girls this perfect idea of Prince Charming and you'll meet the one, and you just realize for a lot of people in my reality, that's not the case. And it's hard because It's like grieving a loss. It's something you've never had and you won't have. And I'm still holding out hope, of course, always, but it's still the case that that's not here. And as you get older, it starts to feel like it's getting dimmer and dimmer and smaller of a chance. And I just wish there were more people out there, more everyday people like myself that were experiencing this and talking about it, because I think that it's viewed as shameful, and I don't think there's anything shameful. I don't think we're owed or should be expected to find this amazing person in the middle of the night perfectly in our 20s and then it's all gonna work out. Heck, it's not that easy, and that's okay. And not everybody finds their person. And I know the term coming to peace with something is hard to say, it's hard to do in practice. But I think just talking about it and making it less of a stigma is the beginning.
I'm 50 and I'm lonely. I went to dinner the other night with a group of friends, and while we had a really wonderful time, the whole time we were there, I felt like I was almost kind of floating above, watching it all happen and wondering, does anyone actually really see me?
Does anyone actually
Even your own friends don't see you?
really see me?
Woo!
And this is not on the women that I was with. They are wonderful. This is just something I've been noticing about myself, that I'm probably lonely more often than I should be. One of my kids is doing an internship.
Should be. What is should and shouldn't be in lonely terms?
In Spain this summer. The other just graduated. He's working and spending all this time with his friends, so he's hardly ever at home, which is great. That's how it's supposed to go, but they just don't need me like they used to. I feel like at this stage in life too, all kinds of connections that I had, like through the kids' schools and things like that, some of those are dying out. And it's not that I'm just sitting alone in a dark room.
It's not that I'm just sitting alone in a dark room.
Or alone in my car like I am right now. It's that you just kind of feel invisible. It's like you hold it all together, you do all of the things, and you do wonder, does anyone really see me?
Does anyone really see me?
Does anyone know me, get me? I find myself thinking all the time, like, who am I when I'm not needed in the same way? And honestly, I have no clue. I'm 50 and I really want to figure that out. But I wanted to at least start this conversation because if I'm lonely, I'm sure somebody else out there is lonely. And
Misery loves company. I'm lonely. Is there more of you guys out there so we can bond together?
I think we're just not talking about it enough. And I really wish that we could start this conversation and maybe it would help us feel less lonely just to be validated.
Feel less lonely just to be validated.
You gotta be validated in your loneliness.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
But wait a minute. You didn't smash the bell and press the like button. Blast.
You know, Destro said you need empathy, but not that kind of empathy. You don't feel sorry for these people. These people chose where they wanted to be through their own life choices. Maybe they didn't think they're going to get there with their life choices, but they made every single life choice themselves. That's what life choices are. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and catch you guys next time. Ciao.